What's going on, everybody? It's your pal Burrito Johnson reviewing my very first movie on YouTube. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So the very first movie, it's going to be Pixar's Onward. Do you like magic? Do you like unicorns? Do you like fairies? Do you like trolls? Do you like dragons? Do you like magic? Did I say magic already? But this is what you're going to find in this movie. The cool thing about it is that this whole fantasy world of like this, fairy tales and stuff like that, they all modernized. They've all they drive cars now and they build their cities and stuff like that, with some hints of like some old school, some hints of stuff that's left behind. But basically, what if the fairy tales, all those fairy tale lands and all that stuff, basically modernized? Basically, this is what it is. Everybody's kind of lost touch with magic, and they're getting into the 21st century, whatever century they're in, and they modernized, and that's a brilliant plot. And it's basically, we focus on these two brothers who had lost their dad. Doesn't specify. I think they were younger, and basically they want to connect with them, and they find a way with a staff and a phoenix stone or something like that to basically, I think he leaves it for them, and it has a spell, and Tom Holland's character, which is the 16-year-old, and then the older brother, which is voiced by Chris Pratt, Tom Holland's character basically, or they try to do the spell and it doesn't work, so Tom Holland's character tries to do it, and he gets it to work, and he's like, oh my god. It's basically like, hey, they're able to see their dad for 24 hours or something like that, and if they do the spell, so they get that spell going, but something goes wrong and only half of the dad comes back, so it's basically their dad's waist down, and that's how the whole movie starts. They try to go and find another phoenix stone, or I think I'm saying that right. It's some stone, basically a stone that will bring somebody back for maybe temporary or something like that. So that's where the story. That's basically the story. It's a road trip movie with some stuff happening here and there, and I enjoyed it. It's a Pixar movie about a fantasy world, which most their movies typically are, but I didn't expect it to be like this. Chris Pratt, I related a lot to Chris Pratt's character because he was into D&D like I was, and he was a big nerd, and he drives this dilapidated van, which I forgot what it was called. It was a cool name, and that's, I relate to his character. And at the end, it had a message where I'm not gonna ruin it. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but I kind of teared up a little bit. It was actually a really good message for the family, and it's a good movie for the kids. And I think everybody should watch it. It does suck that it's not getting the love it deserves for some reason. It's not, basically when a Pixar movie releases, 99% of the Pixar movies, except the car movies or whatever that nobody likes, or Good Dinosaur, or whatever those movies that don't do that great, that like one of those rare Pixar movies that don't make like $1 billion or whatever, like those Toy Stories. But this one is not getting the love the attention it deserves, because it's a really good movie. It's not the best Pixar movie of all time, but it's really good, and it deserves for people to go see it. And I'm sure if you see it hit Disney Plus, please check it out. You won't regret it. It's a really good. The characters are funny. The two brothers are great. I was just laughing my butt off. There's a part where they run into these fairies that turn into, they're bikers now, and any confrontation with those fairies I was just cracking up, man. And at the end of the day, the message was really sweet, and it was really good. And I'm probably one of the few people who want to see like a sequel or like a continuation on what I want to know, I want to get to know more about these guys. I want to see what's next for them, and I hope that happens, but it didn't make $2 billion or whatever. So I'm pretty sure Pixar is going to be like, nah, or they'll wait like 10 years like they usually do in between Pixar movies to, like Toy Story or whatever. They waited 10 years or in between movies to see basically when all the kids are growing up, because when I saw Toy Story 1, I was like 12 or something like that. So maybe we'll see a movie like this in the future. But if I had to give it a grade, I'll probably give it a solid B. It was really good. I had a great time. I laughed, and I just had a good time, man. And the theater was empty because of the scare that everybody has with the coronavirus. So, I mean, I like an empty theater, but it's fun to see it with a large audience. But there was about 12, 13 people in there, and we all were laughing and we enjoyed it, and it was solid. So final rating, solid B. Go check it out. It's a Pixar movie. Take your kids, take the whole family, take your take everybody, take your wife, son, brother, husband, or whatever. Everybody's gonna have a good time. All right, guys, that's been my very first movie review, and I hope you'll check the movie out. Or if you have, tell me what you thought in the comments, or tell me that I suck, or tell me I did a great job, or tell me to just deregister my account right now, and that'll be it. So until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later.